And Psalm 4:8. Peace and safety in God's presence. Verse: In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. This verse delves into the profound rest and security that comes solely from trusting in God. The speaker, David, makes a deeply personal and peaceful statement here. In peace, I will lie down and sleep. While this may seem straightforward, the context of David's life, often marked by danger, conflict, and betrayal, adds significant depth to his expression. It's not just sleep he's talking about, but the ability to lie down and rest in perfect peace, something that's hard to achieve in times of fear or uncertainty. Here, David reveals a central truth about faith, that God alone provides a sense of peace so complete that we can rest soundly, even in times when we might naturally feel afraid or worried. The phrase, in peace, implies a holistic, deep-seated tranquility, one that goes beyond mere physical rest. The Hebrew word for peace, shalom, encompasses wellness, completeness, and harmony. David is expressing that because of God's presence and protection, he is able to experience shalom, a profound inner and outer peace. This peace doesn't come from having all circumstances align perfectly. Rather, it comes from the assurance that God's presence itself is the source of true security. David's circumstances hadn't changed when he spoke these words, but his heart had. By turning his focus to God, he was able to find a rest that transcended his environment. This is powerful because it reveals that true peace is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of God in the midst of it. The act of lying down is also significant. In ancient times, lying down to sleep could be a vulnerable position, especially for someone like David, who was often on the run from enemies. But David chooses to lie down because his trust in God allows him to let go of fear. It's as if he's saying, even though danger might be near, I can lay down my defenses because I am in God's care. Lying down is a symbolic act of surrendering control, an acknowledgement that it's ultimately God who keeps him safe. When David lies down in peace, he is making a statement of faith. I trust you, God, to watch over me as I rest. The mention of sleep is important as well. Sleep, by its nature, is a state where we are at our most vulnerable, without the ability to defend or control our surroundings. David's ability to sleep in peace reflects a deep-seated trust in God's watchful presence. It's a profound statement that he can let his guard down entirely, confident that God remains alert and vigilant. There's a sense of total release here, a willingness to hand over every concern to God and rest completely in his ability to handle what David himself cannot. This is highly relevant for us today, as many people struggle with sleeplessness and worry due to stress or fear. David's example shows that true rest, both physical and spiritual, is available when we place our full confidence in God's care. The phrase, "For you alone, O Lord," highlights that David recognizes God as his sole source of safety. He isn't relying on an army, a fortified city, or even his own abilities for protection. By saying, "You alone," David is placing his complete trust in God, setting aside any other potential sources of security. This is a reminder that while we might often seek safety in material things, people, or our own efforts, true and lasting peace comes only from God. It's a call to look beyond earthly solutions for our sense of security and to depend fully on the one who is ultimately in control. The final phrase, "Make me dwell in safety," suggests that this peace isn't just a temporary respite, but a state in which David can continually live. The word dwell implies permanence, a place where one resides. David is saying that with God, he can live in a state of safety, not just visited occasionally. He believes that God's protection is not only for the immediate moment, but for the long haul, offering a place of secure rest he can return to time and again. This assurance of dwelling in safety is a beautiful picture of what it means to live under God's constant watchfulness. It's not just about feeling safe for a night. It's about being able to rest in the knowledge that God is always present, always vigilant, always protecting. For us, this verse can be a powerful reminder that no matter what uncertainties we may face, God offers a peace that allows us to rest both physically and spiritually. In times of worry or anxiety, we can remember that God is our ultimate source of safety. We are invited to let go of our fears and trust in His constant care, finding in Him a peace that lets us lie down and sleep, free from worry. David's experience shows that when we place our confidence in God's protection, we are able to rest in a way that the world cannot provide. A true, lasting peace that allows us to dwell in safety. Amen.